All right, that was Major Honest on the What's Happening Myron radio show. Speaking of honest and honesty, I have an honesty moment coming up like right now.
Yeah, I've been waiting on this honesty moment.
Yeah, you ready?
I am.
Okay, well, ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for the second installment of Myron's dating adventures. All right, well, back in my younger day, I think I may have been like 18, 19 years old.
Okay, a wee little cub.
Yeah, sort of. And I stopped to get gas one day.
Okay.
And while I was stopping to get gas, there was a young lady who was getting gas as well, right? Mm-hmm. So I stopped, I pulled up, got out to pump my gas, and I kind of looked over, to the next pump, and I kind of struck up a conversation.
Oh,
I can't remember what we talked about. It probably wasn't about gas or anything, but anyway, just kind of struck up a conversation with her, and we ended up just kind of exchanging numbers. And
man, that was back in the day. You actually exchange numbers.
Exactly. And we had to go like somewhere else to call. We couldn't call each other.
Right.
And okay, that's my number. Go ahead and lock it in. We couldn't do that. So, I had to actually go home and call her.
Right. You didn't have a pager?
No pager at the time. Ooh. I don't know. I must have been real excited because I think I called her the same day.
Oh, yeah, you were excited.
And the next day we ended up going out, right? Yeah, everything kind of happened kind of quick.
That's kind of quick too.
Kind of quick. And maybe a little too quick. I picked her up and, we actually went down to Bill Street.
Okay.
But while we were down there, I think we may have been an hour and a half that we were down there. Strange things just kept happening over and over again. Literally, every guy that we encountered knew who she was.
Oh.
I mean, every dude we walked past was like, hey, so-and-so.
Really?
It had to been 12 dudes. All of them knew her name and spoke.
So how did you feel? She was 17, 18 too, right?
I think she was 20, 21. She was a little older than I was.
Okay.
So.
Still.
But, just all kinds of guys. They didn't have a certain look. It was just dudes. You know what I mean? And it got to a point to where I'm expecting dudes to come in and say something to her now. Because, judging by the last 7 or 8 guys.
No, there's something. I know a lot of guys. I mean, I go places and people hey, Ronnie, hey, how you doing? Were they saying hey like that?
That was kind of a smooth kind of, it wasn't a chipper. Hey, how you doing? What's going on? Mm-hmm. No, it was like, hey, you.
Oh.
Hey, now. What's up?
Oh.
That kind of. So once it got to the 8th guy, I was ready to go on back to the car. That entire ride home, dropping her off was just the strangest thing because I just wanted to ask her, why the heck all these dudes know who you are?
Well, why didn't you ask? I would have asked.
But needless to say, after I took her home, I never saw her again and never had a desire to ever call her ever.
How you know she wasn't a basketball coach?
No. No.
She could have volunteered at, the football team or something.
She worked at Kroger.
Oh.
Yeah, they ain't coaching nothing. But it's dang, how all of these dudes in one area.
You think she staged it?
No, she got a lot of friends who like to get in on practical jokes, if that's the case. But that was the biggest turnoff. Because I'm out of all of these dudes that's speaking to you, how many of these dudes you done slept with? Because that was a we've slept together tone. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. That may be an assumption. She could have been a cheerleader in high school and all these dudes were on the team and you just didn't know that they were all meeting up for a drink.
Well, they could have been having a class reunion. Didn't nobody tell me about it. That was very disturbing. So needless to say, once I took her home and I dropped her off. As a matter of fact, I have not mentioned her name because I don't even remember it. But I'm sure about 9 or 10 dudes probably remember what her name is, but I can't remember what her name is.
I don't know. You look a little salty over there about this whole situation still, and it's been quite a few years.
Yeah, but I'm glad I found that out early, the day after. I would hate to have really fell in love with somebody, come to find out everybody knows her just as well as I do, if not more, if not better. Oh, I didn't even have to give a disclaimer on that one, but that was kind of mild considering dating.
Yeah, because normally we do need
it was kind of
disclaimers for
mild.
your
It was kind of mild.
stories.
But as I always say and will always say whenever I do one of these, I'm going to need y'all to tighten up out there. Tighten up. And if you're going on a first date with somebody, at least inform everybody to just wink their eye or something, you know.
Don't let it just be known.
Don't let it just be known. But ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. Installment number 2, Myron's Dating Adventures. And trust me, I got a lot of these. I do have to kind of reformat them just a little bit.
Clean them up, you mean?
Clean them up a lot. Yeah, clean them up a whole lot. There are more to come.
Yeah, reformat is a little strong. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe tighten them up.
Yeah, just tighten them up a little bit. I definitely have a lot of them, and I have lived some interesting days.
I believe it. 110%.
Yeah. So there's more to come. Y'all keep it right here on the What's Happening Myron radio show.
You're listening to the What's Happening Myron radio show.